Introducing the perfect companion to your morning listening routine. AG1's clinically backed formula is now flavor-packed with 3 new delicious flavors: tropical, berry, and citrus. Start the day on a high note with probiotics that taste like the tropics. Mix it up with micronutrients that taste like berry or citrus. And take it all the way back with the classic, AG1 Original, with notes of pineapple and vanilla. Do your health a flavor, or 4, with AG1 Next Gen, the daily health drink. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. It's not just a new EV, it's a new way to experience driving. The fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. The next chapter of Audi is here.
Join Vanguard for a moment of meditation. Take a deep breath. Picture yourself reaching your financial goals. Feel that freedom. Visit Vanguard.com/investing in you to learn more. All investing is subject to risk.
Hello and welcome back, y'all, to the Ghost of Yotei Gamecast. I'm super excited to be doing this 5th episode about the Ghost of Yotei, and this is because we have a new gameplay trailer released for Firearms gameplay. So this was released on Thursday, August 28th, 2025. So yeah, I'm just super, I really love how they've just been dropping these short little gameplay trailers. It's been about one every couple of weeks or so, for the last month or two. And it's just really exciting to keep getting more glimpses into the game. It keeps building the excitement. At this point, we're about 1 month away from Ghost of Yotei release on PS5. I cannot wait to play it. I think it's going to be so fun. And trailers like the one we just got for the Firearms gameplay just continue to show me, why I think that's going to be the case. So yeah, I wanted to make this episode just breaking down this trailer a bit, going through what we can pull from it about the game, and just getting excited and having some fun with it. So let's dive right in. Yeah, so this trailer is only 1 minute and 14 seconds long, and, that's actually longer than the spear weapon trailer that we had, which was only 30 seconds or so. So double the amount of time here. Love that. So it starts off showing Atsu approaching a war camp, and there's red and white banners all around, and we know that those are the banners and emblem of Lord Saito, one of the Yotei 6 members that you will be hunting. And you kind of get the impression that he's almost some sort of ringleader of it. And you kind of get the impression that he has more wealth and status and men at his disposal than some of the other Yotei 6. There's still a lot we don't know, but that's the impression that you get. So, yeah, so this trailer starts off really cool. It shows Atsu, sprinting across, she's on a higher ground and grapples across a gap to land on a guard tower. She uses a grappling hook across a tree branch to land on this guard tower. So that's how it's going to start off. And one thing I just wanted to point out is just to place the atmosphere for us. It is a beautiful sunny day with clear skies that this trailer is taking place. And in the background of the camp, you can make out in the distance a forest of white leaf trees and then another forest of green leaf trees. And it just looks so beautiful. Just once again, right away, I just can't imagine how gorgeous this is going to look, and being able to, ride your horse just in this open world game. And I just can't wait for it. So yeah, after you land on this guard tower, as Atsu is landing, you see a pistol appear in her hand, and she shoots the guard at point blank range on the guard tower. So right away, that looks super awesome. That you're going to be able to it's probably the pistol you'll be able to do this with, not the matchlock rifle, but that you'll be able to use the pistol as you're midair. That's just going to add a level of dynamism to the game. That's just going to be so cool. I mean, I can't even imagine how many cool moments you're going to be able to have using that. So after doing that, in the trailer, Atsu throws a smoke bomb on top of this guard tower and then jumps onto a roof next to it to escape this area. So then Atsu runs across a roof and jumps down to air assassinate 2 Lord Saito soldiers in the camp. And then there's a third soldier that sees this and is like further away. And at this moment, you see the game kind of slow down. And what's happening here is we now have a confirmation of the return of concentration from Ghost of Tsushima, where when you're using bow and arrow, you could use concentration to basically go like slow down everything that's happening while you're shooting the bow and aiming and such. So in the trailer here, the concentration gets used to reload the Tanegashima matchlock rifle. And I have to say, like, this kind of looked a little bit funny, where it was like everything else is in slow-mo, but Atsu's reloading the Tanegashima matchlock rifle like quick. And while it might be a little unrealistic, honestly, I think it's worth it just to speed up the game and to just make it fun. I mean, look, we all play these games to have fun, right? And at the end of the day, like, it's not going to be 100% realistic. So yeah, it was really cool. This rifle gets reloaded, and then this enemy starts approaching at short range, and the Tanegashima basically one hit kills the enemy, and it just looks super fun, and is going to be really cool to try out. So then there's another enemy nearby, and Atsu turns and throws a katana to dispatch them. So, and again, this is really cool because it's like they're showing us that all these weapons that you can pick up and use, you can target enemies and throw them. And again, I mean, there's going to be so much in this game. Like in the very first deep dive gameplay trailer that was done for Ghost of Yotei, when one of the people doing the trailer, he said that Atsu has an arsenal at her disposal, and it's really starting to feel like it. Like, honestly, I think a lot of people felt like Ghost of Tsushima wasn't a super hard game, and I'm already starting to feel like this game's going to be easy because there are so many cool weapons to use, and if you can just like one-hit kill a lot of standard enemies by throwing katanas or spears or other types of primary weapons. This is not even to account for the firearms that you're going to have. You're still going to have the longbow and the shortbow, and it seems like the ghost weapons have been renamed to be like tools, and you might get more of those, like kunai are coming back, but those might be one-hit kill. I mean, I feel like we're going to have so much fun with this game, and there's going to be so many ways to, get through different missions and levels. It's going to be really exciting to see. And I'm curious to see, like, maybe there are so many weapon choices and they are so fun and good that it might be a good idea to turn the difficulty up. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so after throwing the katana to kill this one enemy, you then dispatch the next enemy with a sword kill, and then you throw another katana at a third enemy right here in the middle of this camp. So then that's 3 enemies really quickly dispatched right there. And then in the trailer, they use the concentration to reload the Tanegashima again, and then shoot a guard, this time at a distance on a faraway roof. So interesting to know that the Tanegashima seems to deal, pretty good amounts of damage from both short and faraway ranges. And they show that in the trailer, so that was cool to see. And then really the trailer pretty much ends right after this with several melee kills of, a couple enemies. And then it shows you the wolf companion behind you. You never see the wolf in combat or anything, but the wolf walks up and Atsu and the wolf are standing together. And yeah, that is the whole trailer right there. So definitely not a ton of firearms gameplay, but you get to see what I'm pretty sure is the pistol. You get to see the Tanegashima used a couple times. They show you the reloading of it, and how concentration can be useful for it. So all in all, yeah, I mean, hey, I thought this was a great trailer, and it's short and sweet, but it just makes you excited, and it just shows me like just some of what we're gonna see. And so here's a couple of the things I just thought we could talk about here. I'm really curious to see, how what the scarcity of the ammunition is going to be. Are there going to be ways that you can craft ammunition? I would have to imagine that the Tanegashima and the pistol are going to be using different types of bullets, and that you'll have to be collecting that ammunition separately as opposed to just collecting bullets that you can use for both guns. It would be interesting if you are using the same ammo for both guns, and if your ammo like caps out at 3 or 4 bullets, you then have to decide if you're going to use them all on the pistol or if you're going to use them all on the Tanegashima. That could be an interesting way to just force players to make a strategic decision on what they're going to do. But then, yeah, I mean, can you craft bullets? Are you going to be able to buy bullets from vendors? I would have to imagine you can, but are the bullets going to be really expensive? What is the currency system going to be like to do that? Because in Ghost of Tsushima, for those of y'all who played the game, you'll remember that there wasn't necessarily money in Ghost of Tsushima. You were gathering supplies that you would use to buy upgrades, and then you would gather other materials like bamboo or yew wood or, iron, things like that you could then use for upgrades, but there wasn't necessarily currency. So in this case, if you're going to be buying bullets, I'm pretty positive that in Ghost of Tsushima, you couldn't ever buy kunai or arrows or burning arrows or, anything else. So you only had to scavenge for all that. So that's going to be interesting to see if they keep that in Ghost of Yotei, or if you're going to be able to buy things, which again, they'd have to introduce some sort of form of currency. And I wonder if bullets would cost a lot more, which would make sense for this time period. And, so if you're not able to buy bullets or craft them, I assume you'll have to just find them off of camps you're raiding or soldiers you're attacking. And yeah, I mean, how often are they going to be there? And, one of the things that I wonder about with this is, like the reload speeds of the pistol and rifle. And I think that in the trailer, they showed the concentration being used for the rifle, kind of just to speed up the gameplay so that it makes it look as exciting as possible. But I think it's going to be a good thing to make the pistol and rifle take a bit longer to reload. Because again, like you do want to balance the game. You don't want it to be too easy. And you do want to honor a certain level of historical realism for this time and what firearms would have been. So yeah, I would imagine that the pistol reload is going to be shorter than the rifle reload. And obviously the pistol is going to have less damage and shorter range, so you'll just have to decide, how you want to game your strategy here. But that's why I think it would be. I actually think it would be cool and challenging to players if the pistol and the Tanegashima shared ammo. And so if you get 4 bullets, you have to decide if you want to use all 4 bullets with the pistol or all 4 bullets with the rifle, or if you want to split them 2 and 2. And you then decide, like, do you want to play at short range using the pistol, or do you want to save your bullets to use at long range? And again, I think it would be really cool if, generally speaking, bullets are scarce in the game, because it just provides a different challenge. And you want people to be able to try it out and have fun with it, but at the same time, like I did start to feel in Ghost of Tsushima where it was like I just felt way overpowered, and especially if you like use your charms and such the right way, where it's like, you're recovering extra kunai based on some of the armor. Like I think it was the Kensai armor you can wear that will give you extra kunai if you level it up, and other things like that. Where it was like you're just like a walking arsenal basically in Ghost of Tsushima at a certain point, where you've got the black powder bombs, you've got sticky bombs, you've got smoke bombs, you've got explosive arrows, you've got flaming arrows, you've got regular arrows, you've got heavy arrows. Like, then it's not count all just like your normal weapons that you can use, kunai. Like, you've got so much that you can use. And so yeah, I think it would be cool to balance it and challenge players a little bit with making the ammunition a little more scarce, but we don't know. So I'm really curious to see how that turns out. And yeah, I mean, we don't want the game to be you don't want your player to be totally overpowered. I do think, having a challenge is part of the fun. And one of the things I was curious about with the use of firearms is how it will impact the stealth gameplay in this game. Because obviously in Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, the whole ghost concept is rooted in stealth, right? And like in Ghost of Tsushima, Jin is experiencing just some moral dilemmas of being someone who grew up honoring the Bushido code as a samurai, and stealth doesn't really fit into that in Ghost of Tsushima. And Jin having to adopt stealth tactics ends up driving a wedge between him and Lord Shimura, and it becomes one of the defining factors of Jin's story in the game. So I'm really curious to see if that ends up being the case here. And yeah, I mean, if you're using bullets, I have to say, like, as an example, when Assassin's Creed started introducing guns, there were a lot of times where it was like you could shoot someone and then just like hide in a hay barrel for a while, or a haystack, or it was a hay cart. That's what it was. And then, like, if you just waited, like, 30 seconds or something, everyone would just, like, lose sight of you, and then just be like, all right, I guess we're going back to our day. And, like, that was kind of it. So I'm curious if they're going to try and add in, like, a more sustained sort of searching if an enemy hears, a gun go off. And, yeah, is it going to be super easy to escape and go re-enter stealth if you use a gun or not? Again, I'm kind of leaning towards what I would like is for it to be like, if you use a gun, then your cover is basically blown for good. And while you might be able to temporarily lose enemies, like, I think it would make the most sense for enemies to remain in like a permanent state of searching and just really being on their toes. And yeah, that would be cool. And in this trailer, the way that you can use the pistol at short range, throw the smoke bomb, and then just like disappear through it, the cloud of smoke, and then gone, and you like are starting on a new section of the combat. That looks so fun. That looks really cool. It does feel a little more realistic of like how you could get out of that situation to restart some stealth combat. So that could all be really cool. Hey, I mean, at this point, I don't know, we've covered pretty much everything. Coming up on 17 minutes of recording here, and this trailer is only a minute and 14 seconds long. If y'all haven't watched it yet, go give it a watch on YouTube or wherever else you want to watch it. And again, the atmosphere, it just looks, the scenery of this game looks beautiful. I mean, just seeing that like beautiful blue day, or with blue skies and beautiful day and the sun's out and just these beautiful forests off in the distance. I just can't wait to play this game and ride around. As I saw that, I thought to myself, man, I really need to take a trip to Japan and just see if this is, as beautiful as it is in this game, because it really makes me wonder. So yeah, I don't have too much else to say on this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you are excited for Ghost of Yotei as much as I am. We will be having more episodes coming out shortly, wrapping up the Ghost of Tsushima story, and everything else in Ghost of Tsushima before Ghost of Yotei comes out a month from now. So I appreciate all of you for listening. Keep tuning in, and I will talk to you soon.